All right, in this video, we are going to solve the equation you see on the screen, and this is something that we should all be able to do without a calculator. So let's go ahead and get started. I see I'm solving an exponential equation. So the first thing I'm always going to try to do is use the one-to-one property. That means I'm going to have a base to a power on both sides of the equation. Just one base to a power equals one base to a power. And before I can use the one-to-one property, I need to have the base match on both sides, which it does not do yet, but I do see the potential. The left side could stay as 5 to the x squared minus 12. It's good the way it is. However, the right side, I'm going to rewrite. 25 is equal to 5 squared. Since 25 is equal to 5 squared, it's really 5 squared to the 2x, right? So that means that right there, when I raise something to a power and then raise to a power, what we do, we multiply our exponents. So that means that this becomes 5 to the 4x, just like that, okay? From here, what we're going to do is we're going to, now that we have one-to-one all set up, ready to go, I can set each side the power equal to the power because I could ignore the base on both sides. We could just set the exponents equal to each other. That means I have x squared minus 12 equals 4x. This right here is a quadratic equation. Any polynomial equation that's bigger than linear, what you want to do is you want to get it equal to 0 and then to try to factor and solve by factoring with zero product property. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to go ahead and get it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides, and make sure while you're doing that, you put it in descending exponential order. So I'm going to put the biggest power out front. So x squared, then minus 4x and minus 12 equals 0. So got it equal to 0, check. Now I'm going to try to factor this. So if I use basically AC method, you're asking yourself, well, 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. What multiplies to give you negative 12, but adds or subtracts to give you negative 4? So again, it's the AC is negative 12 and the B is negative 4. So I can use 2 and 6, looks like it's quite promising. One of them has to be negative. If I add to be negative, that's negative 6 and positive 2. That's essentially the numbers I'm using for my outer and inner. If you need help with factoring, you have to go and get help for that separately, okay? So I know x times x is going to have to be where I get my first times first from, right? So that's there. And then I said plus 2 and minus 6. So if I do this, if you're not sure if you did it correctly, you can FOIL it back out, distribute it back, and see if you get the line before it, which we should. Now, zero product property is what we do next. ZPP, zero product property, is where you set each factor equal to 0. And again, you can only do this when your factored form is equal to 0, okay? So you get x plus 2 equals 0. So we get x equals negative 2. And we get x minus 6 equals 0. And I like to keep the work right underneath the factor that it came from, right? So x equals 6. So that is the end of that, and we're good to go. Now, if you have to check for extraneous solutions, this is really not the time that we need to check because the problem was originally up here, an exponential, and the domain of exponentials is negative infinity to infinity. So both answers are good to go, and that's the end of this example. So questions, comments, concerns, requests in the comment section below. I get those alerts pretty quickly and they're pretty obvious, so I can respond. Apparently someone said that I only see your comment right away if you're subscribed, but I think I see all of them, but maybe those people are subscribed. I'm not sure, but you could thumbs up if you got it, thumbs down if you hate it, and just give me some sort of feedback. And yeah, good luck. Check the playlist, check the other videos, check the description box. Adios.